Give it up. Woo! What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? And here we are. What's up, Wednesday? Give it up. All right. Look here. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. I have been having technical difficulties. And if you're a content creator, I think everybody on this panel can vouch for me how it is when they don't see what goes on in the background, PR Cowboys and Cowboy Corner, but there's a lot that goes along. And you know what? You get frustrating, like, but the show must go on. And you're getting up there, you're trying to keep a straight face at the same time. You're like, well, anyway, how y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Give it up for Cowboys Corner, PR Cowboy, and Cowboy Champ. And Fleabug is in the background. She's the moderator tonight. Give it up. Yeah, here we are. Cowboys Corner, what's going on with you, brother?
What's going on, you guys? Thanks for having me. Thanks for sharing the link. PR Cowboys Champs. G, the number one hand, the number one Cowboy fan, pulling up the AT&T Stadium on his TikTok page over there, riding like Usher, slow mo.
It's already.
Yeah.
You doing all right, man?
I'm doing. I can't complain. The grass is green. The birds are chirping. The crackheads are smoking. It's a good day.
Give it up. Give it up for Cowboys Corner. All right, that's what's up. Oh, PR Cowboys, man. It's been a long time no see, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Same thing. Work, busy at work, doing, sly stuff, but glad to be back, long time see Cowboys Corner, always bringing the energy. My boy right there, Cowboys Champ, ready to bring this news on and see what we got going on. Like I said, you can smell it, right? It's right there. You can smell it, and it's just getting closer and closer.
You better believe you better. Hey, man, I'm looking at that man cave behind, boys, coming together real nice.
Yeah,
man.
It's getting there, man. Like I said, I got a few more things to do, and we'll, hopefully by the start of football season, it'll be all put together. So.
Yeah, man. So, Cowboys Champ, how's everything, brother? This is the Top Flight security guard in the house. Give it up for Top Flight.
Of the world, Craig. Of the
world. What's going on, man?
How y'all gentlemen doing today?
Yeah, we doing
man,
great. Man,
it seems like it's been about a month since the last time we've been on here together.
Oh man, y'all just don't know, man.
Man, it's 4 more weeks. Next week, next Friday is my birthday.
Give it
so,
up.
So after July the 4th, we got 3 more weeks until training camp start, and it is hot outside. It's hotter than 2 balls of sex hanging down. That's all I got to say.
I know that's right. So y'all know we cannot start this show without our guy, Danny Savage, the Guru. Give it up. Ooh, we're going to be full tonight, y'all. We got some folks in here tonight. Yeah. Danny, what's going on, my brother?
Dying in sweat. It's like 105 on the East Coast. Brutal.
Well, welcome to Texas. No, man, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's starting to hit down here as well, man. Hey, before we get started, I got a special guest that's coming on tonight. He's going to hang out with us. I've been collaborating with him back and forth on TikTok, man. And this guy here, he has some great content as well. So he wants to join us tonight. So let's welcome Mr. Clifford. Mr. Clifford, come on with us. There he is. He's in the house.
Guys, how y'all doing this evening?
All right, how you doing? We are assuming that you are a Cowboy fan, right?
Die hard, man. Born and bred.
Right. That's what's up, man. Well, hey, welcome to What's Up Wednesday, man. And this is the panel.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into some things, man. And we got the moderator in the background. She's taking care of everything, so I don't have to. It's hard to do. But anyway, let's get right on in this, man. What's up? We got Nate Dogg in the house. Give it up for Nate Dogg. He's in the house. Yeah, man. Felicia Colley said hello, everyone. So she's in the house as well. So, guys, yeah, we just got through with OTAs and we're getting ready for training camp, man. And it's a little quiet right now. But I got a question, and then I'm gonna let you share something with us as well. I want you to give us a little insight on Winfrey, Paramore Winfrey, and who is the other one? Rochelle, right? What was his name? Roger Rochelle. Danny, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so we're gonna let you. Yeah, we're gonna let you update us with him. But I want to ask y'all this question when this first topic, man. This first topic. So it's been reported, and you guys can tell me. So I guess it's saying right here. It's been reported by A to Z Sports that the Cowboys rookie hasn't signed a contract yet, and he's not even close. And we're talking about Donovan as a Roku. So I
Mhm.
guess my question to you, Cowboy Corner, is this: should this be a problem, knowing that he hasn't been signed yet?
No, it's not a problem. Cowboys can do it fast. Cowboys can do it slow. They're just working out the guarantees. You know, the salary for these guys is already set. Now they're just working out the nuances and the fine prints of injuries and salaries and guarantees, etc. But the money for where he was drafted for that position of a defensive end, that money's already there. That's the new part of the new CBA. But now it's just the lingo and the contract, like the rookie with the Bengals, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to say if you get hurt or if you get into any trouble, we're gonna pull your guarantees. Like you get no money, zero, zada zilch of guarantees if you mess up the contract. So right now it's just fighting some lingo, stuff like that. I mean, the Bengals are doing it with their first round guy. Cowboys, I mean, he's not holding out or threatening to re-enter the next year's draft. So there's still some positive conversations, I'm sure, with Ezra Raku and Jerry Jones and Steven and them, but there's no cause of concern until he says, you know what, I'm not coming to training camp, and I might just go enter in the 2026 NFL draft.
Okay. Okay. So Clifford, what do you think? Is this a big deal, or should we just basically just continue on as usual? What do you think, Clifford?
I mean, it's like Cowboys Corner just said that the Cowboys can do it fast, they can do it slow, and we all know how the Cowboys like to drag their feet when it comes to signing paperwork. I'm not ever going to worry about a signing until it doesn't happen. If it doesn't happen, I'll have signs of concern. But until then, we'll just keep rolling on like we do every year as a Cowboys fan and hope for the best and wait to see what Jerry does or doesn't do.
Wow. And I guess you're right. Give it up. Yeah, it's just the way we do things, man. We drag our feet on everything. That's why Dak is probably one of the highest paid quarterbacks right now, and Michael Parsons might be one as well. And I think Cowboys champ, you wanted to bring something up about Michael Parsons. What was the question you had for us?
Yeah, okay. I think two sources I read saying that Parson won't average. I guess he wants $200 million. So my question to you, to the panel: if Parson hold out for $200 million, what does that say about Jerry Jones as a GM?
PR
What y'all
Cowboy.
just said, he dragging his feet just to sign players.
PR Cowboy, you want to jump on that one?
Oh, look, here's the thing, man. I'm not. It's too early for to get my blood pressure up with these kind. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said. We dealt with all this stuff right going into at the end of last season with all this stuff going on as far as like trading for the fourth round pick, whatever we did, and then now we're going into the offseason. We knew the Parsons deal would be the talk of the offseason, and I'm not, like I said, I'm with you just with the rookie not signing. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I'm one of the ones that, like, if middle of the season comes up and say we're just sitting there not doing so good, maybe I'm okay with trading the guy. Like I am really okay with trading the guy. I'm not going to worry about it if it gets done, it gets done. It doesn't, it doesn't. This is one that's not going to keep me up at night. I'm just not going
All
to,
right. Well,
touch it.
with that being said, I know he's just eager and ready to say something about Michael Parsons. Like, he know who I'm talking about, Danny. So what do you think? We're talking about does he deserve the 200 million? I mean,
Well, real quick, I apologize. I didn't answer you on the first question. The two XFL, USFL guys, I don't know anything about. All I know is that the Perryon Winfrey kid, the defensive tackle, he's on the smaller side. So I just don't know why we went out and signed another 3 tech. But hey, we have hit the lottery the last few years in the XFL, so maybe it'll happen again. Could lightning strike twice? It's a possibility. Is Dallas going to sign Michael Parsons? Listen, all I know is Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals is holding out. TJ Watt is holding out. So if the Cowboys are going to sign Micah, they should sign him now because it's going to be cheaper now than if TJ Watt does his contract and Hendrickson does his contract. Hendrickson's probably going to get traded. I don't think because Cincinnati spent all their money on their quarterback and 2 wide receivers, Dallas. So they can't afford him. So they're going to trade him. But TJ Watt, he's going to get a boatload of money. So all I'm trying to say is if they're going to sign him now. But in my opinion, and I've said this for years, Jerry Jones drags out contracts just so Dallas is in the news every single day. And nothing's ever going to change.
Yeah. Okay, I want to direct that same question to Clifford. I know it's your first time on, so we definitely want to hear your inputs on. So what do you think about this Michael Parsons situation?
With Micah, the situation is how many years for that 200 million are we looking at? Are we looking at a 5-year? Are we looking at a 7-year? Are we looking at a 4-year? That's going to determine if the money's right. But you also have to realize he still has a full year left on his contract. And just like with Cincinnati, if he doesn't want to sign a deal, then we trade him. We can get so much in trade for Micah Parsons. I love the guy. I wish they'd play him more the linebacker like he used to be for college and when he came back into the pros instead of just an end. I think he had way more production that way. But they're going to pay him as an edge, and if they don't sign him before these other 2 guys are signed, he's going to reset the market versus the other 2 guys setting the market. So I think it's smart for them to go ahead and hurry up and sign him. But if they don't, again, we can get a lot of value in trade.
Yeah, and and I guess that is again the reason we're here, guys. The reason we're here is because we have businessmen making coaching decisions. And I say that because this is what Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones does. I mean, we could have had him signed maybe a year ago, but again, we allow other defensive end. We saw Myles Garrett get the contract that he got. So, of course, his agent is not going to allow him not to get as much as Myles Garrett. So, yeah, it's nothing against Michael Parsons, but it's everything to do with Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Okay, so they have a lot to do with this, but at the same time, I'm like you, Clifford. That is the great debate about where does he play, and that is a great question because we know that he is a linebacker playing defensive end. I think Danny has shared that with us several times, but again, this is what had happened. They started him over at the defensive end. He's been there ever since, but I think he's more of a multiplayer where he could move around. But again, we don't know what Matt Eberflus is going to do. And with that being said, I wanted to get into this one. Where is it? Let me see if I can pull it up. This one article where they're talking about Matt. And basically, they're saying Cowboys defense won't survive if Matt Eberflus fumbles Dan Quinn old strength. Now, what's been said here is said it wasn't that long ago that Dallas Cowboys had a perennial top 10 defense. In fact, under Dan Quinn, the defense never finished outside of 7th in points per game, and they led the league in turnovers in a multiple season. But going into the 2025 season, the expectations are that they might have one of the league's worst defense. Wait a minute. If the Cowboys want to get back to being a dominant group, it's the defensive line that would need to lead the bunch. Michael Parsons is one of the league's most dominant defenders, and he is poised to make a run at Defensive Player of the Year award. Okay, but who else? So the question is, but who else on the defensive line can step up and take some of the pressure off of him? So let's go with Cowboys corner. Who else can step up and help Micah with this defense? After we just found out, that Dan Quinn definitely had a pretty decent defense. So who else could step up and help out at this position on his defense?
Oh yeah, I think on the end part of it, I'm not concerned about the ends. You got Dante Fowler, who we just signed, 10.5 sacks coming off with the Commanders. You got Marshawn Nealon, this former second-round pick. You got Sam Williams coming off an ACL. What is he going to bring to the table? Is he going to be a knucklehead? Is he actually going to take stuff serious? So you still got Sam Williams there. Yeah, Dante Fowler, Marshawn Nealon. That you just drafted Ezra Raku. You just drafted him. So edge ain't a big problem. Ezra Raku, he's built like an Overshown / Parsons type of guy. Very, very undersized for the defensive end position. I think he's smaller than Micah. Maybe Savage can correct me on that. But I think, we got to stop the run. All right, we can pass rush. We know that. We got to figure out how to stop this dang run.
Yeah. PR Cowboy, what do you think, man? I mean, what's on your mind? Share it with us. You on mute.
And corner, you said it right there. Stop this run, right? And I'm excited about the linebacker we got from Tennessee. I think that's probably
Kenneth Murray Jr.
Yeah, I'm really excited for him to join this team. But who's going to help? It's going to be Schottenheimer, and this offense is going to help. That's what's going to help this defense. You can talk about Dan Quinn and having to talk, which they were good. Like, we got turnovers, right? Why did we get turnovers? Playing with the lead, making the other team have to throw the ball. That's where our strength's at. We can't sit here and play from behind and just let teams run the ball on us and pick up 8 yards at a time and just keep on doing it all game long. Mm-hmm. This offense is going to have to – I look, everybody loves the deep ball, right? Let's score real quick. No. This offense got a time of possession, run this football, score touchdowns, not field goals. Yeah. Got to score touchdowns is the main thing. And then let your defense do what it does. Like you said, the pass rushing is there. Make other teams one-dimensional. That's what's going to help this defense. And that's what I feel like we'll have to do.
Yeah. Cowboys champ. So do you have faith in this defense? I mean, how do you feel about this defense under Matt Eberflus?
I said this about maybe a month ago on Talking Crazy with Cowboys Corner. I said that the best position on the defense to me is the linebacker core. The weakest is defensive line, but particularly defensive tackles. Our defensive tackles are way too small. And a lot of people are still depending on the guy from UCLA. I would call him Solo Sator. Yeah, the kid from they depended on him, thinking that he's going to be the Superman to stop the run. See, that's been a problem for the Cowboys for the past 10 years. They keep putting 3 techniques, which I call oversized defensive ends, as the defensive tackle position. They do not value one tech. One tech is one that keep the garbage away from the linebackers to get to the ball carrier.
True that. So it's basically important that we have a one technique. And I guess, Danny, who's going to feel that? Who do we have on this roster right now that we're going to play at that one technique?
Well, they're going to stick with Maxi Pad first because we spent the first round pick for him, and he can't even stop the flow.
Phil, catch that link, Phil.
And then we got Jay Toya. Jay Toya, defensive tackle out of UCLA. He's like 6'1", 345, 342, anywhere from 340, 345. All depends on, a big meal. That's really, really, really it. But are we going to see Jay Toya on the field, or are they going to stick with Maxi? Because Jerry hates to admit, it's just tough, man. It's our third defensive coordinator in 3 years.
Yeah.
It's our third different type of personnel on the draft defense in 3 years. It's just a joke. I mean, even like when we were decent under Dan Quinn, we still couldn't stop the run. Whenever a team wanted to run against us, they gashed us. We beat bad teams and we got blown out by good teams. This is, and let's be honest, man. Our secondary is the walking wounded. The corners, every one of our corners is banged up. Even our third round draft pick. You might see him, mid-season. Our safeties ain't what they used to be. I wasn't a big fan of the Ezraku pick just because he's smaller. Can you get to the quarterback? Yes. And I mean, listen, very productive. But when you're 29th first to run, do I want 6'2" defensive ends that weigh 240 pounds? No. Yet there were edges on the board, 6'5", 270, 6'7", 270. So I just don't know.
So Clifford, what is the recipe, the blueprint of fixing this run stop game? How are we gonna go about doing this? And what do you think about Mozzie on his third try at holding this starting position?
So one thing we have to remember is Eberflus was part of the Dallas Cowboys defense before. And if we go back and look at when he was here previously, our run stop percentage was a little bit better. The run stoppage they had in Chicago was actually better than the Cowboys. So I'm hoping that he can bring that back with him with that experience. As far as Mozzie goes, for a first round pick, you definitely hope that he is faster to adapt, faster to grow, and faster to not just show promise, but actually show out.
Yeah.
Going into year 3, I do believe that spot should be up for question. Let the best man play the spot. If Mozzie's not it during, OTAs, you can't really say anything, right? There's nothing to really show. It's just a lot of practice, a lot of hoopla. But we're fixing to get into actual training camp. We're only weeks away from preseason ball. If he can't hold up, it's time to either move him to a different position if he can, or cut your loss and put him on the practice squad or trade him. It's that easy. You got to quit holding on to that feeling of, this was first round. He's going to work. He's going to work. Just give him time. No, send him on his way if he doesn't work.
Yeah, and you know what? And I think that's the one thing I think being PR Cowboys, and I think Cowboy Corner can attest to this as well. I think that's what we're excited about because of the culture. We are seeing the competition. We're seeing how deep we are at the receiver position. Say that again.
What competition? We've named draft picks starters already. The coach is the same, man.
Well, okay.
We're the only team that takes. I'm all for competition. I'm all for letting the guys hit and go at it. We're the only team that anoints every draft pick. We're the only organization that tells kids, "Oh, you're a draft pick, no problem. You're starting."
Well,
what does that tell?
What I'm saying, Danny, we're carrying about 5 running backs. I mean, I think what they're trying to say is may the best man win the position. I mean, look at this. I mean, we got about 7 receivers.
They've named draft picks already starters. They said you're the starter, and we're giving them nicknames.
Well, no, I don't. Well, we know who our starting receivers are. We have George Pickens and we have CeeDee Lamb.
I'll be right back.
So the competition. What's that, Cowboy Corner?
I'll be right back.
Okay, but we know that there's a competition for that third receiver. I would think. I mean, it's not written in stone who the third receiver. So I like the competition that we get. That's why I call it competition, because that's what it looks like. What's going on here? Look at the linebacker position. Look at the safety position. I mean, yeah, sure enough, we have some injuries, but at the same time, I think every team has injuries. But again, I just like the culture that we're talking about as far as the competition. And before we go any further, let's welcome our guy, Fifth Quarter is in the house. Give it up. Fifth Quarter, how you doing, brother?
What's up, man? What's up?
All right. So what's going on, man? We sitting up here trying to figure out how we're going to fix this this front line. And do you know more anything about Winfrey, Paramore Winfrey? Can you give us some on him? Or what do you think?
Nah, I don't know, man. I think the point Savage was trying to make that when it comes to things like I think we had this conversation with the Carlos Watkins and the Dante Poe and all these type of guys. I feel like we've been like until you like just put your foot in the ground and go get you a real big name for your defensive front, not a Miles Smith or somebody. You got to get a real stud that's already established, already got a reputation, got a name. Until you do that, man, we're just going to be probably middle of the pack. And because you got to think about it, our run stop has been bad forever. And I know the one guy mentioned that what was his name? Eberflus did decent the first time he was here with our defensive front. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. It was basic then.
Yeah, and I think what skews that a little bit is like you said, the offense would do so well in those years where other teams' run wasn't as good. You know what I'm saying? So the stats
100%.
it made us look a lot better than what we really. Because remember, when we get into those games and teams do run the ball and they commit to it, boom, that shows up. It shows up at the wrong time. So I think that's what everybody's trying to say here is it's that defense when we have statistically been better, it's because the offense has been way better to help
What
that part of it.
well, see. My only pushback, and not in a combative or debate type of way. My only pushback is I've seen them be fairly equal. I've seen Dak have a decent regular season. CD have a good regular season. Pollard and Z have a good regular season. I've seen our offense go average a certain amount of points until the pressure was on and we played really decent teams and we just couldn't get over the hump. So that's my worry. I'm not worried about us scoring points. I've seen us be the top 5 scorer in, teams in the NFL. I've seen that in Dak early days. I've seen it in his later days. And it always just comes down to when we need to outscore a team that might have a better coach or just play better, period. We can't get it done regardless of if we had a top 5 defense. When we was playing these playoff teams, CD was a top 10 wide receiver. Our defense was top 6. Not in run stopping, but it was times where we got the job done with 2 good wide receivers. And Pickens is a good wide receiver. And my reservation isn't for him. It's just for I feel like I've seen this dance before, and I just get I just it makes me pull back because I've seen us score high points on teams, man, and it just the regular season never the problem. It's just when we get to playing really good teams that know how to get Dak under pressure or know how to run on that weak front we have, because we've always had a weak front. And
Can I interject on that?
what happened?
Can I interject on that statement?
Go ahead for sure.
Our defense in the playoffs, guys, you got to realize that when it comes down to it, the defensive scheme always changes when it goes from our regular season games where we have a top 7 defense to where when we get to the playoffs, Micah Parsons has 0 statistics for a playoff game because our head coach, well, not our head coach, rather, our defensive coordinator at the time, Dan Quinn, we've seen him fumble the ball during when he was the head coach for Atlanta. And he's done the same thing with the Cowboys. He's great in the regular season, but the moment the defense needs to change, he can't do it middle of the game.
Okay. See, my thing is, you mentioned the Michael stats, and the one most people reference to is that Green Bay game where nobody really did anything. But
yeah,
I was tough on Dan Quinn, but I just can't do that when I see him hold a team like San Fran in that year to 19 points, and our offense could get it done. Or Kansas City to 19 points, and our offense couldn't score. When our defense did what they were supposed to do, throw the stats out the window. They held this team to 19. Dak in that offense, and McCarthy couldn't get 20 points. So,
I agree with you on that. I agree
so
with
that's
you
what I'm saying. Like,
wholeheartedly.
I don't always look at stats, but when I can look out there on the field and a team do what they're supposed to do through the grit and the grind, and they tell the other side, all right, we did this. This team been scoring 30 plus on other teams all year. We're in the playoff. We held them to 19 for you. Go get us 20, and we got field goal.
I think
You got to remember that. I'm sorry.
What you
Go
got,
ahead.
PR? What you got, PR?
I think also too, like I mentioned this plenty of times in the playoffs. You see it for every team. So does somebody make a play, right? Somebody does something to put you over that hump. And I get it. I agree with everything you're saying here with as far as Dak and stuff like this. But it's like Clifford was saying. We've seen Dan Quinn do that as a head coach. I've seen Shanahan do that as a head coach, right? Shanahan blows and stuff, and then he's done it continuously as a head coach or a coordinator. So it's just something about, I don't know, in these postseasons where certain guys, I mean, hell, I think it was the Green Bay 49er game was a block punt that won the playoff game. It was like a 3-3 ball game, and a block punt won the game. And it's just stuff like that. I seen Trayvon Diggs drop an interception in the end zone, the only touchdown that San Francisco scored in that game. There's just all kinds of things that go into these games and stuff.
And I just contribute that to football. But my main point is when you have an opportunity to beat a team like that was flying high, they had their moments. I feel like the Cowboys 21, 22, or 23 was our window. San Fran, they done had their window. When you have an opportunity, this is the NFL. It's hard to win a championship. When you have an opportunity to be successful as we were in those 3 years, one of those 3 12-5s, you got to advance. You got to. And I'm not harping on the quarterback, but you can't go in every playoff throwing multiple interceptions and picks. You can't do that. That's not a winning mentality. Let's take away everything else. When we needed him to step up the most, when we needed McCarthy to be a better play caller, he didn't do it. A lot of this go to Jerry. This ain't all on Dak. A lot of this go to a lot of things factors into this. But I'm just saying, we can't be too tough on Dan Quinn because what he did with Atlanta ain't got nothing to do with us. I see him hold San Fran to 19. He did his job that game. The other side of the ball didn't do their job in McCarthy. That was on them.
This is the question then, and Cowboys champ. How much of this do we put on the players, and how much of this we put on the coaching staff when as far as what we're talking about right now? Because I mean, last season.
You know what?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The key word for both sides, I'm talking about the coaching and the players, is accountability. Now, when a lot of times when the coaches have a great game plan, a lot of times we don't know if it's great or not if the players are not executing it right. And another thing, in the past, I'm not going back 30 years. I'm just gonna go back to the past 5 years. This Cowboys team mentally is Charmin Blue soft.
Wait a minute.
They would get punched in the nose and fold. We've seen it too many times, especially when regular season and the playoffs. If the Cowboys playing against teams that they're better, yeah, they will blow them out. But when it comes to a team that's just about as good or better, sometimes you have to play above your ability to outman that player. And a lot of times, every NFL team has talent. It's just the fact that some talent you mentally they just can't overcome their own.
Okay.
A lot of times Cowboys can't get out of their way. So, as far as your question, you have to really put it on the head coach because they're not putting the hammer onto the players. And I don't care if the players are making $60 million or not.
So here's the deal. Okay, do y'all not see the title I put up here? I said Cowboys new season and new expectation. Give it up. All right, and I understand we're feeding off the past. So let me ask this question here. Danny Savage, draft guru. The question is, do we give this team time to build or should our expectations be high? That's to you, Danny. We're moving forward. We're moving forward now. Let's go this way.
If you look at this team on paper, I don't know how you can't say we're the third best in our own division. I don't know how you can't say. I mean, for Dak, listen, I get, for Dak to say, oh, we're right up there with Philly. Hey, if you paid me $500 million, I'd say the exact same thing. So I don't blame him for saying that. But on paper, Philadelphia is better than us. On paper, the Redskins are better than us. I think we're looking at battling the Giants for last place. I'm sorry. I don't see this team as a better team than the last 3 seasons. We have question marks at both offensive tackle spots. We have a rookie at right guard. No matter what, he's going to have some growing pains. It's a young offensive line. It takes a long time for
What
a young
about
offensive.
Tyler Smith? I mean, we're not giving Tyler Smith any credit. He came in and took care of business. So I mean, yeah, it's question marks. Clifford, what do you think? I mean, you want to jump in on that as well?
Look, me and my boys, and like I said, we've had conversations on TikToks, and me and my boys from Not Move say this a lot. It's not going to matter until game time starts. We don't know what anybody's roster that has made changes to the roster is going to do. I think Philadelphia is one of the few teams that made a whole lot of changes, so they have, probably top two, top three roster in the league right now. Dallas made a lot of changes. Um, Guyton came in last year. He did pretty good for his first year in the pros. I mean, that's a step up from
Word.
college
He
to
got
pros.
benched. He got
He got
benched.
benched multiple
He's
times.
he's
He got
still
benched.
he's still hung in there. He did good. He did better than Mozzie's first year. I mean, the kid showed promise on left tackle. We got so used to having Tyron Smith at left tackle that we thought, we were godsends. This is a new kid just coming into the NFL. He's
But
going to be good.
that's the exact same reason why we drafted Guyton. He played 15 games in college at 2 different colleges. He played 2 at tight end and then only 13 at right tackle for Oklahoma. So Dallas thought, oh, we took Tyron Smith. Let's take this kid, throw him to the left side. The way Tyler Guyton looks right now, if he had 87 on, you would think he's a blocking tight end. He doesn't look like a tackle. He doesn't. My legs are bigger than him.
We have to also look at Danny. And which I didn't think was a smart move. I don't know who said that it's easy to move from right tackle to left tackle. I just that is a whole new learning curve. It's
They should have
it's a
left him at
different
right
scheme,
tackle.
different technique. It's a different everything's different, and we roll the dice on that, and here we are. Hopefully, he would do better due to the fact that he is working out with Tyron Smith, and that's probably what he needs. Someone that played the position that can help coach him up to the position. What you got, Danny?
Again, what they
You're
asked for
going to
him to
see
do.
Tyron. You're going to see Tyron on this team as a swing tackle. Watch.
Who?
We signed how many years? We signed Jason Peters, who was 41. You don't think we're
Yeah.
going to sign Tyron, who lives like a block down the street at some point?
No. He's retired. I see him more of a coach. PR Cowboy. So the question is, do we give this team time to build, or should we have high expectations for this team?
No, I mean you went out and made that move for Pickens for a reason. Now, that's not going to be the all-in be-all that's going to make this team go over, right? But that's putting expectations on the season right there, right? You make a move like that, that's putting expectations. I expect 10, 11 wins. That's my prediction, and I think Tyler Guyton is going to prove a lot of people wrong. My worry about him is he was injured early on in his rookie year. Does that carry on? Is he going to keep having that issue? That's my worry with him more than him getting the position down. I think he's going to make the jump this year. I think he'll be improvement. And I don't put that aside of them bringing in somebody. Yes, I do believe
Yeah.
they still bring somebody in. Why wouldn't you? Even if you were secured at the spot, I still bring somebody in. I don't think it's just for that reason only. But like I said, the expectations. I think it's the expectations. I think you had it down here last year. You won what 7 games without most of your starters on this team. I mean, some teams have a full starting roster and only win 4 or 5 games with their starting guys they go in with. So you're telling me we can't win 3 or 4 more games if our guys are healthy? I think the expectations are at least to win 10 games, 11 games. Those are the expectations for me, anyways.
Yo, Fifth, I want to stay on this topic. I want you to answer that question as well. Let's talk a little bit about this Tyler Guyton situation. So, what do you expect from Tyler Guyton this season, or do you think he will progress, or are we just wasting our time?
I don't think we can say right now he's a first round pick, and he obviously didn't perform to the Cowboys' expectation. I mean, I don't know what Jerry thinks when he do these type of moves. He think everybody could do what Tyron did. Everybody can't do that. Only thing I can say, he's picked up weight, and you got one of the best to do it out there working with him, and Tyron Smith. That's all I can say, and I can hope he can play better. I want him to play better. He's on the team. I think people confuse my take on players sometimes with me wanting them to lose. I don't want anybody on my team to do bad. I want everybody to do good. You got to want Tyler Guyton to do good. He's a tall guy. He didn't put on pounds. He's working with Tyron, probably with technique, coming. It's difficult. It's a hard position, man. I really hope Tyron works with him all. What I like about Tyler Guyton, he said he knew he had a bad year. He said he didn't. I like that. I like him saying that. A lot of players don't do that. A lot of guys don't do that. I like him taking accountability early, which means he ain't oblivious to what went on. He ain't just saying, like I said, it's certain things that people are saying. Like him, he ain't speaking from the old robotic way that Garrett had his players talking. He's not doing that. He said he took accountability. I like that. You gotta want him to get better. He's your starting left tackle.
Yeah.
You gotta want him to get better. I hope he gets better. His first year wasn't good. He got benched. It's bad when your starting left tackle get benched like that, and it's not his fault. It's them.
It's not.
It's not him at all. That's ridiculous. They didn't have him ready. Of course, he's not gonna be good at something he never did at that position. Why would he be good? We shouldn't expect much from him. I think most people that I know there was frustration just because if that side has been Tyron a bust, period. It's been Tyron a bust, just 100%. The one guy that we know came in and just tore it up has been Tyler Smith, and that's the one thing I do give Jerry credit. No, he picked up weight. OG, look, you got to look at new images. Tyler gained weight.
Yeah, that's Mozzie. Mozzie is the one that still look like he's pretty small.
Don't get me started on him. On one thing I do commend Jerry for, he has in the past 4 or 5 years brought in 3 first-round offensive linemen trying to implement the second great wall, because you'll never implement the first one. But 3 first rounds that's effort. The problem is Will McClay. That's the problem. He need to go. Scouting is terrible. He should have been gone. He hit once, and that was barely. When the Texans wanted him as GM, I wish he would have went. The man can't drive. The man can't scout. He's bad. You name me 4 good players he drafted, and I apologize right now.
Okay, Cliff. What do you think about Will McClay? I mean, do you think he's basically done his part, or is he like Field says?
Listen, if it wasn't for Will McClay, Jerry Jones would have gotten Johnny Manziel.
That's the only thing y'all got.
Listen. That's the
only thing we hang our hat on for him. Name me something else.
Trayvon Diggs, pretty decent. Deron Bland, pretty decent. Dak Prescott, pretty decent. He's part of every personnel that we have on the team. Micah Parsons, pretty decent.
Micah Parsons was not. Micah Parsons failed to us. We wanted C.J. Torn, or we
traded back,
or we wanted the Sutton. We didn't want Parsons.
We traded back.
Right, we didn't want Parsons, and we ended up getting Parsons. And people talk about Parsons as a generational talent. So Will McClay is not a problem. I like Will McClay. I mean, I think we hit more on our draft picks than not.
Just give me 5. Just give me a couple minutes, just please. Oh my God!
In the last 20 years, we've had 3 second-round picks that have been decent. Tank Lawrence, Diggs.
Lawrence, come on now. Come on. Don't do Diggs like that. I mean, when he's healthy, he's come on. He's a playmaker.
No, I'm saying we've hit on.
No, he giving props. He giving props for Diggs.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
No, I'm saying we hit on Diggs. We hit on Tank to an extent. He was a good run stuffer, I guess, and probably Sean Lee. But besides that, who else did we really hit on in the second round?
It's almost you could say about anybody. I mean, Belichick, one of the greatest.
Right,
one of the greatest coaches.
You're not going to hit on every draft pick every round.
He never hit on a wide receiver in his life. So it's crazy.
Well, he had Randy.
You know what? Oh, Can I make a comment about Tyler Guyton?
What about him?
My thing about Tyler Guyton, last year I was very upset. They played him at left tackle, and they played Connor Beebe at the center. But now going to year two, Brian bringing in the new offensive line coach, I'm hoping and praying that this guy will bring somewhat of that magic back when the Cowboys had back in 2014 to 16. Remember when Callahan was here?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this guy can help the offensive line as a whole unit and not just keep moving players out of position. Now, the one thing that I've seen about Godden, it seemed like he trying to improve his footwork, and that to me that was the problem he had last year with the footwork.
Yeah,
But also the Cowboys have to run the ball this year.
Yeah,
they just can't be just sitting back there.
Well, that takes us right into what my next question I want to get from all you guys, and that's Cowboys champ, you're talking on it right now because the question is, what will be the success of the Cowboys? So, and I guess go ahead and finish up on that. I want to hear from all you guys as far as what you think will be the success of the Cowboys. Go ahead, Cowboys champ, finish up with that.
Okay. Yeah, like PR Cowboy said, I think that the defense gonna suck this year, especially the defensive line, because I think they average weight like 277 pounds across the board.
They got some 290. Solomon is 295.
I'm talking about the average weight as a whole.
Gross.
No, I've seen it. No, I've seen it. The average weight, the starters.
Jay is 340. Okay. Osa is about 295. So anyway, go ahead.
Okay, but the deal is the Cowboys. The offense going to have to play time ball, run the ball. They can't just have 3 and outs consecutive plays like they've been having for the past several years. So I'm hoping whatever offensive scheme that Schottenheimer going to do, I hope that we've seen the last of Dak passing ball 40, 50 times a game.
Yeah. PR Cowboy, I want you kind of limited about 3 minutes. That'd be great because I got one more question for you. So what will be the success of the Cowboys for 2025?
Yeah, it's will Brian Schottenheimer do like his dad, Marty Ball? Run the ball. If the defense knows it's coming, I want to be able to still run it on them. That's where, if you can do that and set the tone right there, that's going to help your defense. I just believe that 100%. I understand we got the extra receiver and we see all that. Don't worry about that. What wins you ball games, I think it's that front line. I'm excited about if he sticks to his word and does that. I'm excited about it.
Okay. All right, that's what's up. Danny, what you got, man? What will be the success of these Cowboys for 2025?
I personally don't think he, like we say, stay to his word. We don't know it's Jerry calling the shots. Fifth says it the best. Like, listen, I love the fact we have fresh legs in the running back room. I like Blue. I like Maffa. But we didn't go out and give a 3 and a 5 for Pickens for nothing. I think Ferguson is going to have a bounce back season. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
That's another topic. Yeah.
Well, because I think with the running game and those two guys, the middle of the field should be wide open. But you didn't you didn't give a 3rd and 5 for basically 17 games for Dak not to throw the ball 50 times a game. So I have do I think they're going to stick to the running game? Absolutely not, because Jerry's calling the shots. Jerry doesn't care if he loses 42.
So so Danny, what is the success then? What will be the success of the Cowboys?
Jones has got to sell the team. As long as they're the winners, as long as they're the owners of the team, bro, this team ain't going nowhere. Wins don't mean nothing. Super Bowls don't mean nothing. 30 years of nothing, but yet we're the highest valued franchise in the NFL. We could have went out and he says, I would take out my checkbook and ride for a Super Bowl if I could. He's straight out lying to your face. He could have went out and got Sean Payton. He didn't. He continually lies and lies and lies.
Again, Danny, we are moving this way.
Okay, but you say that, but you have to look at,
Yeah,
okay,
and I understand
Greenhouse's
that.
the head coach, but yet we draft guys and they haven't even played a play, but you're starting. So, like, what culture? What? Because these guys can Greek dance and how to crawfish boil. I'm supposed to be like excited for 11, 12 wins. I've seen all this same shit before, man. I'm sorry. I'm the type of guy, I gotta see it to believe it.
All right, that's what's up. Hey, that's your opinion. I understand. Hey, so Phil, come on, tell us something, man. What will be the success of these Cowboys for 2025? Not 1979, 2025.
And this is my honest opinion. I just got through for a loop with him saying he liked it, Will McClay. I'm sorry, but so the best you're gonna get, and this is my honest take. Come on, you're gonna get a lot of Showtime plays from Dak, CD, and Pickens. It's gonna be a stat year for them guys. Pickens is here. This is a job interview for Pickens. Pickens is statting his resume to go get paid. This is another version of Robert Quinn did. Jerry did not give Dak $60 million a year to turn around and hand the ball off. I like the young running backs, but he went and got George Pickens with an already high-paced wide receiver CD Lamb, and now he added another stud, a highlight reel, in George Pickens on top of paying CD and Dak what he paying them. Man, he ain't do that to turn around and hand the ball off. This ain't Schottenheimer gonna say he gonna run. McCarthy said the same thing. Then we saw him got up there like a sad puppy when Jerry made the decision to leave Deuce Vaughn home and let Zeke travel with the team. McCarthy got up there like a sad puppy saying, I wish I could get the younger guys involved more. Because it's not his call. And it's definitely
he
not
can't
Schottenheimer's call.
game plan. That's the problem with McCarthy. He could not game plan. I think his plays were script or whatever. But yeah, you're right.
I know, but I'm just saying, McCarthy said, run the ball, keep my defense fresh. That's what McCarthy said. That's what he wanted to do. Jerry not to do that. He ain't paying Dak that money to turn around and hand the ball off. They're gonna run it. But you're going to see that ball in the air a lot more because Jerry need to sell them Pickens jerseys. He need a return on his investment. And then if Pickens don't get what he want, he trying to get paid. So he going to want touches. He want a contract. It ain't going to be what we think for his run. I think you're going to see a lot of big highlights from Dak. He gonna make some good passes. They going to make some good catches. But I still say, and I know y'all hate this word, we in a rebuild. I'm sorry, G. Hampton. I know you don't like it, man, but I just think we're in a rebuild. I listen. When you look at this team, we got a lot of pieces. We lack experience, and you can build experience with these guys. A lot of young guys. Hell, I would like to see Mozzie get better. He is on my team. I would like to see him get better. I think it takes teams a few years to get good. That's why those 3-12-5 seasons were what they were, because we had a well-glued, put-together team, experience. A lot of those people are gone. Some coming off injuries, and a lot of them are new. That's why I use the word rebuild.
All right. Okay, we'll give it up for Phil because he gave us his inside thoughts about this Cowboy team. All right, Cliff, we're moving this way. And so what would be the success of the Cowboys team for 2025? Somebody help me.
Just to mention the last 2019, 2021, 2023, now we have 2025. The only thing that's similar is their odd years. Go look at the stats for the Cowboys. We're going to play offense ball. It doesn't matter. Dak's going to throw for over 4,000 yards, regardless, with 2 receivers, 1 receiver. If we can run the ball on the offense, it's going to help the defense. You're right. But problem we've had in the past is taking our foot off the gas. Throw the ball. Get it down the field. You can throw for 4,500 yards. You can throw for 5,000 yards. Let's see if you can do that once in your career. Do it. That's what's going to make this season go.
Why should 5,000 yards even matter for throwing?
Just saying, if he's throwing for 4,500 yards every other year, he can throw for 4,500 yards. You're talking about success, right? 12-5 season, right?
Do me a quick favor. The 3 years we went 12-5, name me one good team we beat. And don't say Detroit because they went for a 2-point play 3 times in a row. Name me one good team we beat. those 3 seasons.
Well, we can't
I mean,
help.
is there not 17 is there not
Yeah.
32 professional teams? They're
You
all
can
professional
only
teams.
play what's on
You
the
can't say that
schedule.
they're not a
You can
good
only play
team.
what's on the schedule.
Just name me one
Listen,
good team in the league. That's all I'm asking.
every last one of them.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
and here you go. For
You can
example,
only
in
play what's on the
2023, our first game for 2023. Do you remember who it was against? And everybody in the media said we were going to lose that game because they were a better team defensively. They had a better offense than we were running. That was the New York Jets, and we blew them out. Then we went to play the Giants, and everybody's like, "You're going to lose this game because they got Barkley and they got this and they got that and they got this." Again,
We didn't
I
play
love being the
Jets
underdog.
first game of the season.
The funny thing is every time the Cowboys beat a team, especially in the first 5 weeks, they
We did
say,
not
"Oh,
play
they're
the
not a good
Jets.
team."
We didn't play the Jets first game of the season.
When did we play the Jets? 2021? It was the first game of the season.
2023. It was like 4 or 5 games in. It was a pouring rainstorm, and I lost all my respect for Michael Parsons because it was like 45-7. And
it was one of those games the media sitting there saying that we're supposed to lose.
Zach Wilson. Like I know.
And you know, and this is the thing. This is the thing here. We have to carry that baggage this year. I mean, again, I'm saying we had a lot of injured players last year, guys, and
100%.
you know we played with different quarterbacks, running backs, everything. So I have to give them somewhat a pass last year. But again, I'm liking the coach of what I'm seeing. And again, we saying that basically we're going to throw the ball so many times. Well, I like to have. That's a good problem to have when you have another receiver on the opposite side, another number one on the opposite side of CeeDee Lamb with a. And I'm telling you right now, this running game is going to be totally different. If we want to talk about Clayton Adams, we want to talk about Corey, you know what I'm talking from Kansas State. Klein, I think this is not, I can't remember his name. But these guys are running guru coordinators. So to say that they're not going to run the ball, they're going to run the ball. I promise you they're going to run the ball. And again, and I know what everybody's saying. I mean, we're looking at the past, but I have to look this way because, again, it's going to boil down to these coaches. These coaches are going to have to put these players in good position to be successful.
Hey, G, can I ask one question before I get out of here?
Okay. Yeah, we got a couple more minutes.
I'm finna go. I just wanted to. Why? It's more of a statement. It kind of when you guys said Dak gonna throw for 4,000 yards, man. We got to get away from stats. It don't mean nothing, man. That's what losing teams.
Stats is what's getting them paid. But hey, Phil, here's the deal though. It's stats that's getting these guys paid. Somebody I brought that up. I brought that up about a year ago. I said, well, man, you don't even have to win hardware anymore to get paid, and you don't. It's the stats. People are getting.
It's all based off regular season.
We talking about winning. I don't care about stats. You look at Jalen Hurts stats on the Super Bowl. It didn't matter. It was he played good, and when they took Saquon away. When they took Saquon away, his stats did not look pretty, but he did what he needed to win. We got to get away from stats, man.
But Saquon had big stats all year long, and they won.
Until Kansas City took him away in the Super Bowl when it counted.
That's fine. But the point is getting there. We'll worry about that. You got to get there first. Let's win 10, 11 games.
You have to have big stats in order to win big games.
You don't need big stats to win big games.
Or you at least have to be balanced. It has to be.
You don't need big stats. Kansas City, San Fran beat us 19 points. Yeah, they didn't have big stats. You don't need big stats. We just got our coach. We got our coach in that game.
That's San Francisco game. We lost our running back. We lost our running back in the second quarter.
Dak can go throw 500 yards and lose the game, and y'all say, but he threw 500 though. Man, who cares? Yeah. He throw a lot of that in garbage time, man. We need him to do what he got to do.
Garbage time. Is there 4 quarters in a game? Is there 4 quarters in a game?
So when the team puts their backups in, you equate that to a good score. We're gonna clock for that, right?
When did they put in their backups? Their starters played the entire game.
Green Bay didn't put their backups in.
Green Bay put their backups in because man, come on, I'm finna get out here, y'all.
It's okay.
Y'all, man, hey,
listen,
y'all gotta get away from them stats.
Garbage time is still. We lost. You know it.
Just ask a question. Did Green Bay put their backups in against us?
Moral victories and cultural wins ain't gonna get us no Super Bowl. Moral
Look,
You know
where
that,
y'all
that
agree?
Green that
win.
Green Bay game, I can truly say, man, that Green Bay game, it was straight up trash on both sides of the ball for us. It really was. We can point the finger at
Vince
the
bags
offense,
are
we can
packed
point
already for Washington.
the finger
Yeah,
at the defense. The team
right,
was
and
just
you're right.
not prepared for that game. We
Talk
were not
about that
prepared.
gonna
At the
throw
end of,
that he gonna throw
at the end
4,000
of the
yards and
day,
get sent home. Talk
At the
to
end
me.
of the day,
Talk to me
at
what
the end
that
of the
holds
day,
up on
if you don't
Lombardi.
win Super Bowls, at the end of the day, if you don't win Super Bowls, you're in the same boat as there were. That's a stat you want to look at. If you don't win the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter what you did all year long. But what we're saying is you got to still give yourself an opportunity to get to that point. And if you're just winning 4 or 5 games every year, I mean, look, I get there's this argument, right? Well, would you rather just win 3 or 4 games every year or be in the postseason? It doesn't matter because you're still with the same thing. You're not without the Super Bowl. But at the same point, I kind of still want to be on the winning aspect and try to get there. So
I mean, we all want to win, but I just hate the narrative. We just throw out the stats, man. Screw that, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, if
What I
Prescott
was
can
trying to
go,
say earlier is the fact that
if Prescott can throw 150 yards and win a game, I'm okay with that. I don't care about big numbers. I care about victories. Big numbers
and
don't
he
mean
gets you
nothing.
victories in the regular season.
Regular season. Oh my God, what does that
Does
mean?
he not? Hang on, does he not though? You care
So
about victories, but
Regular
you
season.
negate the regular season.
Let me
You
know when
you
they
you
start
negate
hanging
the regular season victories.
Let me know when they
Again,
start hanging banners for regular season. Let me know when they start
listen,
hanging banners for
all
regular
we
season.
can do here it
playoff
is, guys.
wins.
Hold up. Everybody hold on for a second.
I'm
Here we
sorry.
are. We're going into a new season, guys. All we can do is wish for the best. I mean,
That's
I know
it.
we keep reverting back to what we saw in the past, but we're not getting anywhere. We got to look forward towards 2025 and what it is that they can do
Bro,
to be successful. So
Run the
again,
ball and stop the run.
Stop the
there you
run.
go. There you go.
Stop the run.
Okay, G. Hunter. Let me ask you this:
I'm listening.
with what you seen, we've seen, like you said, moving forward. But I've referenced one thing in the past. I've seen this talent before. With what you see, we got now. Do you think Dak Prescott, at his age, injury prone, can get you to a Super Bowl?
Well, I hear what you're saying. You said 2 key words: his age and injury prone. I'm not. I can't. I know that is a concern, but I'm really and truly what I'm looking at this season. I'm looking at these coaches and how they coach this team up. A lot of this is going to fall on the coaches. Now, one thing I can say that works in the Cowboys' favor is one thing about this offense. That'll be several weeks before these other opponents will actually have a full tape of what this offense looked like. So we can come out the shoot running because there no one will have tape on what this offense is going to look like. They're going to have to guess on the run while we're playing. When we play Philadelphia, they don't know what our offense is going to look. So they're guessing. I wouldn't want to be the first team to play the Cowboys. I really wouldn't, knowing that they got a new offensive coordinator, new head coach, and not knowing what they look like. So I'm looking at I'm not even looking more at the players now. What needs to happen with this offense, we're going to have to be balanced. We're going to have to be able to run that ball with clock management to let the defense rest. We got to be able also create not a double team, but man on man or a zone to where Dak can throw the ball. So there's opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities for this offense, but I'm saying this: a lot is going to start with the offensive coordinator and his head coach. So
I agree with that. You're right, and I think Pickens does keep the defense honest. I think bringing Pickens in will help keep the defense honest, so you'll see a lot of one-on-one. So that probably would help, and I do agree. If they're going to have success, you have to run the ball. Just point blank.
Got to run the ball.
There's no way around it. You got to run the ball, and I do agree it will keep and it might open up the running game, bring Pickens in. I will hope.
Let me say this. So if they want to stack the box with 8 guys, we know we're going over the top. If they want to drop 2 safeties back, we're going to run the ball. So it's that type of game that Brian Schottenheimer is going to have to play to keep this defense on their heels. So again, we're all just speculating what this team is going to look like. So, so we'll see what happens, guys. But anyway, we I don't care, kept you guys over an hour, but hey, thank you guys for stopping through. Clifford, thank you for hanging out with us.
I appreciate you guys, man. That was a pleasure.
Appreciate you. Cowboys champ, appreciate you as well. Danny, appreciate you. And I hope you don't melt out there on that East Coast.
I gotta get Clifford on my channel. Man. He gotta come on there to my show, man.
Okay,
man. Send me an invite. Let me know where you at.
Clifford, Don't leave yet until after the show. Don't leave yet.
Field quarter
Okay, just
Sounds
Cowboys.
good.
we'll stop this show. But anyway, do me a favor, everybody that's watching it. Everybody stay on panel real quick. But do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified on the next video. So with that being said, like I always say, continue to stay safe and be blessed. We're out of here. 2 fingers up.